In 3 years of full-scale invasion, Vladimir Putin has spent $1 trillion to finance the war against Ukraine. This was stated by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an interview with 60 Minutes on CBS News. 3 countries are already involved in this war, and others will be involved, or more troops from these countries will be involved if this war is not stopped. Interested parties are participating in this war today. The North Koreans, Chinese, and Iranians have started making money on this, and when the war continues and billions are spent, and Putin has already spent more than $1 trillion on this war, then these countries will not want to stop, Zelensky said. Let us recall that Putin signed the law on the federal budget for 2025 to 2027, according to which next year the government will increase spending under the National Defense item to a new record of 13.49 trillion rubles. Despite the significant financial cost of keeping the war going, Russian President Vladimir Putin is showing no signs of giving up. In one address, he said, the Russian economy and management system turned out to be much stronger than the West believed. Neither Ukraine nor Russia will truly surrender certain war aims in a negotiation unless they literally have no choice. Cato Institute policy analyst Jordan Cohen told, surrender occurs usually when resources cannot meet the threshold experienced during a war. In that sense, for Ukraine, this could look like Western countries deciding to no longer provide as much military aid, if any at all, Cohen said. For Russia, I think that they have enough troops and weapons to continue fighting. But if at some point the Russian economy is weak enough that it cannot replenish war needs for its troops, that may lead it to try and attempt a negotiated settlement. Starting with the economic dimensions, Russia today had a gross domestic product, GDP, estimated at just over $2 trillion, while Italy's stands at $2.2 trillion. Ukraine's GDP is 1/10 the size of Russia's, at approximately $200 billion. The war has reduced Ukraine's GDP by about 20%, far more than Russia's, exacerbating a long-standing disparity. Russian per capita income is now twice that of Ukraine. Russia has experienced rising inflation and has redirected substantial resources toward arms production. However, large financial reserves accumulated through oil and gas exports have helped cushion the effects of Western sanctions. Meanwhile, new trade relations, including through business triangulations, have kept the Russian economy functioning. Rising energy prices resulting from the war have further bolstered the value of Russia's exports. It is estimated that if the Russian leader continues to spend large sums of money on the war in Ukraine, it will worsen the socio-economic situation in the country. This could lead to a popular uprising against Putin.
Yemen's Houthi rebels claimed on Sunday they shot down a U.S. military MQ-9 Reaper drone over Yemen's Hajj Governorate, which sits to the northwest of the country on the Red Sea on the country's border with Saudi Arabia. According to Associated Press, Brig General Yehia Sari, a Houthi military spokesman, described the downing in a pre-recorded video message as the fourth in 2 weeks by the rebels. Sari said the rebels targeted the drone with a locally manufactured surface-to-air missile. The Houthis have surface-to-air missiles, such as the Iranian missile known as the 358, capable of downing aircraft. General Atomics Reapers, which cost around $30 million apiece, can fly at altitudes over 40,000 feet and remain in the air for over 30 hours. They have been flown by both the U.S. military and the CIA for years over Afghanistan, Iraq, and now Yemen.
اللهم لك الحمد ولك الشكر يا الله وما النصر الا من عند الله النصر الا من عند الله ربنا عليك توكلنا واليك علمنا يا الله سجد الشكر يا رجال سجد الشكر لله سجد الشكر يا ربي لك الحمد يا ربي لك الحمد يا الله لك الحمد سقطا سقطا بفضل الله بفضل الله يا ربي لك الحمد.
The US Air Force used B-2A Spirit stealth bombers to attack Houthi targets in Yemen during the recent campaign against the rebel group, a US official told the war zone. That campaign began March the 15th with a series of aviation and missile strikes against the Iranian-backed group. The official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss operational details, declined to say how many of these aircraft were used, how often, or when. The confirmation, however, provides more context about the collection of these jets on Diego Garcia. Recently, a large force of B-2 Spirit bombers and other supporting assets deployed to Diego Garcia. The latest satellite imagery, dated April the 2nd, obtained by the war zone from Planet Labs archive, shows at least 6 B-2s and 6 KC-135s on the remote island. Stationed at Diego Garcia, a secretive island base, these bombers have struck fortified underground weapon caches controlled by the Iran-backed Houthi rebels who have disrupted shipping in the Red Sea for months. The operation, costing nearly $1 billion in under 3 weeks, aims to degrade the Houthis' ability to threaten international waters, according to a CNN report citing defense officials. Bulgarian military media outlet says that yet, despite the deployment of such high-tech firepower, the impact has been limited, raising questions about the effectiveness of this approach and the broader implications of using a rare, costly aircraft in this conflict. The B-2 Spirit, often called the stealth bomber, is a marvel of American engineering designed to penetrate the most sophisticated air defenses undetected. Built by Northrop Grumman, it first took flight in 1989 and entered service with the US Air Force in 1997. With a distinctive flying wing shape and radar-absorbing materials, the B-2 is nearly invisible to enemy radar, a capability that comes at a steep price. Each plane costs over $2 billion to produce, making it one of the most expensive aircraft ever built. Only 21 were constructed, and today, fewer than 20 remain operational due to a crash in 2008. The bomber's range exceeds 6,000 nautical miles without refueling, extendable to over 10,000 with mid-air refueling, allowing it to strike targets across the globe from bases like Diego Garcia. Its payload is equally impressive, capable of carrying up to 40,000 pounds of ordnance, including conventional bombs and the massive GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, a 30,000-pound weapon designed to destroy deeply buried targets. Recall that Iran is also a target of US B-2 Spirits. Iran and the United States high-stakes talks to reach a new nuclear deal, foreshadowed by President Trump's threat of military strikes as a consequence of failure and Tehran's warning any attack on it would drag the US into a broader Middle Eastern conflict.